Last year, the Mets were 22nd in production from third base and 26th in production with negative WAR from their designated hitters. And so seeing Vogelbach come through with that home run and then Beatty come through with the RBI single is like a difference maker. And I really thought part of what sort of stood out is like, man, that Beatty call-up couldn't have come soon enough, because you never know when that difference-maker moment is going to be. Like the 2 outs, a guy on, hit an RBI, like that can be what makes the difference in the end.
And that's the thing, you look at the box score, it was from top to bottom, everybody contributing. If they didn't have a hit, they were on base scoring a run. In one way or another, everybody contributed. But getting production from the DH spot, from third base, you mentioned Hannah Brett Beatty. Andy, how about the Beatty at bat in the fourth? Looked like a big league at bat to me. I mean, is that why Brett Beatty is here?
Yes, because the big league bat is the reason he's here. I mean, he wasn't considered to be a major league caliber third baseman at the end of spring training. There's no reasonable expectation that should change by now. But the calculation that the Mets had was, at this point where they were with their offense, and this was as much about Eduardo Escobar as it was about Beatty when he was doing in AAA, getting nothing out of third base offensively. If he's going to give up an extra base here and there on defense, you're going to take an at-bat like this. This is what Francisco Alvarez, by the way, is not yet proving ready to contribute. You go down 0-2, you have professional at-bat with a plan, you spoil a couple breaking pitches there. I mean, this is a big league at-bat. You wait for the fastball from Dustin May, you drive it in, you drive in the run. That's not a guy who's up from AAA for the first time. We know he was here last year, but you know, his first day up from AAA. That's a guy putting on a major league at-bat. Now, you're going to see some nice plays from him at third. You're also going to see some footwork issues, some agility stuff. It's going to affect the throws. It's going to affect the range. That's not there yet. But that, what we just saw, yes, of course. That's why he's here, and that's why it was probably time.
I think he's a little bit better defensively than a lot of people get him credit for, but that at-bat last night was a big indicator on what his polished outlook, that approach look. That's what so impressed me when he got to spring training, was he just looked different in the box. It wasn't the same, I'm a little bit overmatched, or I'm wide-eyed, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know how to make the adjustment. He fought off some really good high 90s fastballs at the top of the zone, and he did it with intent to foul them off, understanding that he can't do damage with them. And then he fouled off. He took a good breaking ball right after that. That's a setup pitch. So if you throw a fastball up here and then throw a good breaking ball where it's supposed to be and he fouls it off, to me that would drive me nuts. And it did a little bit, because he then put the one, fouled it off, took it, and then put that ball in play. Very polished at bat.
Also quickly, it shows he's ready to handle the leap between AAA pitching and big league pitching, like you said. Because that game when Billy Epler went down to Scranton to see Beatty and a couple other prospects last week, they were facing a right-handed pitcher who was throwing 88, 89 miles an hour. So it wasn't necessarily giving Epler a look at how will he look against a Dustin May. Now we saw
a little bit of difference.
So that's exactly that right-hander throwing 88 doesn't exist in the big league. So it was still a little bit of a leap of faith. Last night he showed that he could be ready for that kind of
Certain guys you see when they first come up, they just look overmatched. Whether it's Amed Rosario, Dom Smith years ago, Francisco Alvarez this year, Beatty looks like he belongs immediately. It was the case last year and certainly last night.